All right, folks, so we are headed out to shoot the third leg of the Texas Grand Slam. We're in Tyler, Texas this weekend. I am shooting in open class, but I am using the Omen and my new sight here from Nimrod Archery, and I'm using the single pin sight. I'm not going to adjust this sight the entire time. Open class is a maximum of 40 yards. That is also the maximum I will shoot at a whitetail deer. So what I'm doing here with the TK scorings and this sight is practicing for the fall. Because I am a lightweight fast shooter, I have set a 35-yard pin, and I have approximately a 2 to 2.5 inch rise off of a 35-yard pin to 20 yards, and approximately a 2 to 2.5 inch fall from a 35-yard pin to 40. So with the TK scorings, what I'm going to do all day today, with all the different angles we shoot, and running the targets being run in and out all the time on me, like realistic hunting situations, I'm going to literally hold this pin in the middle of the lungs all day, never aim in a different spot, and see what my score is. I am predicting it to be a fairly high score, because it should not leave the vital cavity of a deer-sized target. I may have to think about my rise and fall a little bit on things like turkeys and other small game, but man, on the deer, I'm really expecting that I'm never going to miss that, and that's what I'm looking for, because I very well may hunt with that. It will be a very deadly combination to have, is that I'm shooting so fast that literally a deer walks under 40 yards, I put it in his lungs and don't even think about the yardage. Beyond, he's under 40, just put it in his lungs and kill him. So I'm interested to play with this concept today, and let's see what happens.
Right.
What is it?
Knock's about to tear off there. So this is the perfect example of this scoring being correct, in my opinion. So our 12 here is representation of a double vital. In this case, I believe I'm far enough forward that it would be the back of this lung and the front of the other lung. And I have enough kinetic energy here that even on a quartered away target, come on, there it is. You can see my tip right there. And so now you can actually see my arrow and the angle of that very well right there. And see that, yes, that would go through the vitals very easy and very well. I do believe that would be a double lung. Now, of course, I got the bottom of them, but that's okay too. Wow.
Okay.
All right, so a lot of people comment all the time whenever we do a close shot like this that why do we do this shot? This is completely unrealistic. Why would you shot this? It's supposed to be about true hunting experiences. Well, one, on a turkey, I haven't shot one with a bow this close, but I have shot a turkey this close with a shotgun. I just happened to be hunting with a shotgun instead of a bow that day. So it can be a realistic shot. Also, hey, maybe it's not necessarily a turkey for the realism. Maybe it's not necessarily a deer when we do it with a deer. The realism side of this is maybe that's a copperhead instead. Maybe that's a rattlesnake, something like that. Because we practice this on the course, and a lot of our shooters now know how to make this shot, pinpoint accurate. Hey, there's been more than one snake shot on the course because, hey, we all know how to make this shot now.
Good shot.
Yeah, I agree. This one probably the steak and face at it a bit much.
Well,
Not explode, but when I pulled it out, it just came apart. All right, folks, so I want to talk to you real quick before we end the video here of how I felt about my performance there. Shot 296, and to me, that is absolutely freaking pitiful for my skill set. It was not okay. My bare minimum from what I personally say someone should shoot before they go to the woods with a piece of equipment is a 300. I won't be taking my recurve to the woods until I can consistently shoot a 300. And I didn't even do that with a compound bow. So I am not happy with those results. Now, I was extremely tired because we got in extremely late that night. It was extremely hot and humid, the hottest it's been all year. It was like 102 or something like that, plus humidity. And it was I was very, very hungry at that point and was hurting over that as well, because literally the only thing I'd eaten was a bag of M&Ms. However, I live in Oklahoma. I hunt in 110 degree weather early season sometimes. That's not an excuse. I have not slept and went hunting the next morning, so being tired is not an excuse for not being able to hit what you're aiming at. And 3, I've forgotten to eat and then went hunting and been hungry. So none of those are excuses to shoot a low score, in my opinion. Not whenever I know with a fixed pin sight earlier in the year, exact same bow, exact same arrows, but with a fixed pin sight where I have a 30 and a 40 and just hold 35 in between. I shot a 384 earlier this year, so no. It's not a good enough excuse to shoot with a different sight setup and shoot that low. So what I was trying to accomplish here was a 1 pin to 40 concept, and kind of what I feel like I saw is if I only ever shot at broadside and 45 degree quartered away deer, I would be totally fine, and this would be a okay concept. However, no. Like what was on that course, I have a tendency to shoot at smaller animals than just whitetail deer. I hunt turkeys with my bow. When a turkey walks by me in the fall, I'm legal to take it here in Oklahoma, and I very much will. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. I will gladly shoot at a coyote, which is much smaller than a deer. I have a tendency to shoot at raccoons and other small game such as that. And on the smaller targets, I was having to think too much of how low do I need to hold on this turkey to be able to hit it in the vitals. How high do I need to hold on this small animal to be able to hit it on that further shot? And I feel like that a single pin sight setup at this speed, which is 334 by the way, would be a viable concept if I took a year to learn it. And I feel like I could shoot as accurately and shoot as high of a score as I do currently with fixed pins. However, that's not giving me an advantage anymore, not whenever I already shoot fixed pins as well as I do. So switching to a single pin sight that I don't dial, I want to clarify that I'm not dialing anything on it, and just having a fixed pin concept out to 40 yards. It's fast, but it ain't quite that fast. That being said, I am going to try and maybe revisit this going to an even lighter arrow. So I'm currently at a 394 grain arrow with a 250 spine with these Victory Extreme Velocity arrows. I'm going to try to see if I can go down to a 300 spine. The calculator on Victory's website says I should be able to go to a 300 spine, but I just played it safe when I bought these arrows. So we're going to try a 300 spine and see if it tunes out. And if it tunes out, I'll be able to build around a 350 grain arrow. And this bow is rated when shooting a 350 grain arrow at my draw length to get 360. We'll see if it actually does. I don't know if this one will. Calculated, it's showing so far, according to calculations, that it's going to be about 7 feet per second short on that. But we're going to find out later in the year before deer season gets here, hopefully. And at that point, we will revisit this one pin to 40 yard concept and see how it does. See if I can get that 2.5 inch rise and that 2.5 inch fall to be a 1.5 inch and a 1.5 inch. Then I feel like I'm not having to hardly think even on the small game at the extreme close and far distances. I don't even have to think hardly at all on them if I can get it that short, that short of a rise and fall. So we're going to revisit it then, but at my current setup, I think I'm going to put the fixed pins back on and go to rolling with that again. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Roll the outro.
Good shot.
Kill him.